Hi guys, today I'm going to do a quick video model for you on texture. You're going to choose 4 different textures. I cut mine out of a magazine. You could find them in a book or a magazine that you're not using anymore. And if you don't have that at home, you can just use a texture around you. But what I'm going to ask is that if you're drawing something with texture that's in your house, please just take a picture and send it to me along with your drawing so I know sort of what it looks like. I'm going to model a few of these for you, but by the end, what you're going to have is 4 different textures, okay, that you've chosen and drawn. I chose hair, I chose like a little crispy chip, I chose a blueberry, and I chose a fork because those have very different qualities and I wanted to challenge myself. And I do encourage you to challenge yourself on this because the more you work on creating texture using values, the more you're going to learn and the more you're going to add to your ability. So I'm going to go ahead and start on mine. And the first thing I'm going to start with is the fork. So I'm going to just lay that down. And if you don't have glue or anything, it's okay. Just like I had mine laid flat, you can lay yours flat there too. And just take a picture and send it to me when you're done. So what I'm going to do first is just really try to get the outline of what I'm drawing correct, because then if I have the outline, I can start to fill in the values. Now remember, value is dark and light, so you want to make sure that you're giving yourself the space to create those darks and lights. So you're just going to want to try your very best to draw it. I can see that this fork has here and then here has a side edge there, and a little bit along here. So I'm going to want to highlight that. And then I also see that here there's a lot of detail within it. So I'm going to catch up with you. I'm going to shade in everywhere where I see dark and leave the light light. Okay, so I have been working really hard to fill out the texture here. And what I want you to notice is I didn't just draw an outline. Even back here where I tried to get this texture, I didn't just trace the shapes that I saw, but I made sure to leave the light where there's light and put in dark where there's dark. Here I noticed that this had some different shades of dark to it, so where it's darker I made it darker, where it's lighter I made it lighter. Here I see some stripes, so I put those in. I was just really careful to show what I saw, and honestly, it really is, creating texture is just showing what you see. You know, this whole thing isn't dark, right? So I'm going to only shade the parts that I see as shaded, okay? And that will make it appear as a mirrored, reflected surface. I'm going to jump over to hair now. And you can see that drawn, it looks similar, but obviously we're not going to have the color in there. If you have a pencil set, by all means use that, but if you don't, I've been using just a regular number 2 pencil, and that's been working fine for me. So what I'm going to do is pull my hair down on here. If you have glue, feel free to glue it down. And what I'm going to do is just start out with kind of maybe a medium color, a medium gray, so I can just get the outline going. I'm going to start with outlines here, but then I'm going to go in and, of course, like I said, make dark where there's dark and light where there's light. So I'm going to make sure I follow all the curves. And I didn't include the face, I didn't include the body or anything like that when I cut out these, and you might have noticed that at the beginning. The reason is because I'm only doing certain types of textures, right? And I don't want to do all the textures inside one picture, so I'm just cutting out what I'm focusing on. I'm going to finish my outline here. Okay, and I can see the curls are here, right? And then coming around here and down. Okay, so I've got my basic shape. I'm going to start to come in then with a darker color up at the top. I've got a really dark black here. But what I'm not going to do is do the whole thing in this dark black, right? Because I can see here that there's kind of some shine there. So what I'm actually going to do is switch to a lighter color because that light's reflecting off there, and if we show that, it will make it look more realistic. I can come in with that darker color then after, and maybe go in like lighter with a more medium color. Okay, where it's medium, make it medium. Where it's dark, push harder and make it darker, and where it's light, make it lighter. Don't put anything there, right? If it's white, don't put anything in. I'm going to continue on with my hair and come back to you. Okay, so I've just kind of finished up the hair here. You might have noticed to create that texture, I'm just kind of doing little tiny swipes with my pencil to create that look of each individual hair strand, and then when it's darker I can always go in and kind of go over a larger surface, pushing down, and I'm just going to keep working at it until I feel like this texture matches this. And you might be saying to me right now, Mrs. Payne, this seems hard, why am I doing this? Well, this is actually an assignment that I did when I was your age, and it's how I learned to draw hair. And so it really is a helpful assignment. I encourage you to push yourself to try to get better, to choose things that maybe you wouldn't normally, that are outside of your comfort zone. I'm going to quickly show you a blueberry real quick. Blueberry is pretty simple. I would also suggest you choose things with good texture and different types. So like a smooth metallic texture or a fruit blueberry round texture or hair, right? All three of those have very different textures, and you can choose whatever 4 things that you like to get there, but I encourage you to try 4 different things. Okay, so again, I've just gone dark where it's dark, light where it's light. If you mess up, erase. It's okay. Not the end of the world at all. So I'm going to zoom in and show you guys what I ended up with here. Okay, and so as you can see, I just really tried my best to get those textures. Okay, do 4, and then you'll take a picture and send it to me. Some non-examples, what not to choose. I would not suggest anything that's like a book that is really a smooth surface. I don't think you're going to get much out of that. Same with something like a chip bag or something like that. You're just maybe not going to get as much out of it as you would if you tried something a little bit more. If you are going to choose something like this, choose one, and then the other 3 have to have a different texture. And I would say that for all of your stuff, just 4 completely different textures. And like I said, I'm excited to see what you come up with. So make sure, again, you're sending me a picture of all the things that you did. Or like I said, if you're doing something in your home, make sure you take a picture of that and send it as well. Good luck, guys, and have fun!